crossed into South Sudan as they flee ongoing conflict in the mainland Sudan. WFP is on the ground and supporting the new arrivals, but this additional response is putting pressure on an already several unfunded operations. Details of that in this report by Amadou Kante.
According to the UN agency, more than 30,000 people have so far crossed the border from Sudan into South Sudan. Most of them are returnees and many are in need of humanitarian assistance. WFP is providing hot meals for 2,000 new arrivals each day, as well as nutrition screening for children and pregnant or breastfeeding women. Naimat Hazim, a Sudanese returnee, said they were forced to return due to the ongoing conflict in mainland Sudan.
We were forced to come here because of the fighting in Khartoum. We had to run as quickly as possible because of the war. It was a difficult journey. We want to stay with our relatives here because we have suffered a lot.
Another returnee, Hassan Abdulaziz, 17-year-old Sudanese refugee, also indicated that the prevailing deteriorating situation in the North African nation forced them to leave. The situation in the country forced me to come here. There is nothing good left in the country. No work, it is scarce. Anyone can rob you of your belongings. It's like a jungle. The UN Food Organization is already providing half rations to South Sudanese families due to a funding shortfall of $466. Extra pressure on resources could force them to take food and funding from others to support the new arrivals. The WFP South Sudan Country Director, Mary Ellen Mike Grotti, said the crisis couldn't come at a worse time.
This crisis couldn't come at a worse time. You know, in South Sudan, we're entering the annual lean season and the rainy season when, access is difficult. We already have 7.4 million people in need of food assistance in South Sudan. We are unable to reach them all because of the resourcing challenges. We've had to cut our programs because of severe funding constraints. And now again, we're having to reprioritize between hungry people, these new arrivals who are extremely vulnerable.
The conflict is disrupting critical transport and trade routes from Sudan, limiting the supply of food, increasing prices and threatening to push people further into hunger. The cost of a food basket is said to have risen by up to 28% across South Sudan, states bordering Sudan, since the outbreak of fighting on 15 April. This will push people further into hunger and increase humanitarian needs in South Sudan. These trade routes are also critical for WFP's operation, with around 20% of the food planned to buy coming from Sudan. Without access to these routes, WFP will be forced to explore more costly options, which could push up food prices in other countries. Reporting for Africa News, I am Amadou Kante.
As Amadou Kante